Good day, everyone, and welcome to another creative episode. I wanted to share with you the entire aspect of being outdoors and creating outdoors. For the most part, Australia is a great place to roam. However, I would advise to always be aware of your surroundings. When creating outdoors, there are many factors to consider. Beside the art materials that you would need, safety, hydration, weather protection, seclusion, that is, don't isolate yourself in places where no one can find you, are important things to also be mindful of. Best still, outdoor remote painting should be done with a friend. Mine in this case is a little bit camera shy. Choosing a painting spot is equally as important. While I don't mind people being around me while I work, I do love the quiet time of self-reflection and contemplation, as most of the time it takes me a couple of minutes before I even make a mark. And for some people who love to watch, my speed of painting is like watching paint dry, super slow. I found a section near the river that not only had the most beautiful melody of the water, also it was secluded and no people, bar the odd child floating down the river on a truck tire. Through various discussions, I have found that inspiration is something that most people have a challenging time connecting with. And because they seem to feel they do not have inspiration, they also affirm that they are not creative. From my own personal experience, to be inspired is to be in spirit. Your inner light always is a light. It's a matter of having a childlike, playful mindset that releases all that resistance. Beside painting, how would you explore your surroundings? Dig under rocks, cross the river, play in the water. No matter your age, our connection to life will only be limited by our own self-imposed thinking. This outdoor sketching journey is a blend of discovery and renewal. It's about uncovering new perspectives in the world around me, delving into persistent thoughts for deeper insight, letting go of the old, and immersing myself in nature. In essence, it's both a creative recharge and a reconnaissance mission rolled into one. The focus is not to complete any sketch or painting. It is all about the deeper connection. The sound of water became the best part of this day. I almost wished that I had an inflatable floaty to roll downstream on. The art materials that I took with me was a sketchbook, black water pen and watercolors. This was a simple day out. Oh, and I also had some fruit and water, which the ducks were very fond of. I do seem to have the knack of attracting wild animals wherever I am in the outdoors. Something about energy and all that, or perhaps food. I don't know about you, but these wild animal encounters are what makes life special. And while I know many will say it's only a duck and not a mountain goat from the Caucasus Mountains, most wild animals steer clear of human interaction. For me, they fill my creative cup. During my outdoor adventures, it's the observations, the shapes, good thoughts, bad thoughts that your mind records. And it is also where I find my painting nuggets, which I later explore in the studio. Contemplation is a large part of creativity. I find this power a necessary fuel. Contemplation has been studied and practiced for centuries, from the Greeks to the Buddhist monks. Perhaps the water is wanting to reveal something. Its language, I find, is one of pattern, behaviour, action, insight into values of old and new, a force of resilience and innovation. Yes, this was a special moment of learning. During the holidays, I've been contemplating experimenting with a new medium, and this was the first of 4 purchases that has arrived at the studio. Aside from my love of oil paint, I wanted a medium that I can take with me outdoors that behaves like oil, but with a lot less fuss. So this is my first set of gouache paint from Winsor & Newton. I'm going to set them on their maiden voyage by doing a quick sketch from my yesterday's river adventure and see how they behave, and more importantly, how I can utilize them outdoor for quick sketching. By the way, this is not a sponsored product. This is something that I've purchased myself. Let me know if you have used gouache in your studios and what are some of the things you like or dislike about this medium. Here are the sample raw colours as they appear from the tubes that I used on this river sketch. On my first use of gouache, so far it's great. I will do another in-depth video on this medium and my experience with it after a couple of outdoor trips, that is. Thus far, the pigment is great, strong and vibrant. As I'm used to oil paint, there's a slight adjustment to get my mind around the gouache process. However, nothing that can't be achieved.